All right, welcome everybody to our fourth session for HOPR Community Call. As always, we're going to give a few seconds for people to join. Please make sure to drop by our Telegram channel or Discord channel to make sure that you are able to interact with other members of the HOPR team. Also, let me know or let any other team members of HOPR if you're having any troubles viewing the stream, any troubles viewing downloading any of the versions, and any troubles in general you might have. The goal of these calls, as always, is try to give everyone an idea of our progress developing the HOPR protocol, and also give you an update in all of the latest technologies we have been working on. So let me just do a quick check with the team to make sure that the sound is looking all good. Perfect. Thank you for the follow-up. Thank you for joining. And I see already some people dropping by on our chats and our Discord channel. So usually, hi Jonathan. So usually we give 3 support channels for most different topics. Usually during the live stream, we try to pay priority to people that are dropping by our YouTube channel, just to make sure that we have kind of like a quick way to provide a quick feedback to people that are online. We also make sure that we check our Telegram channel, but most of the time we also drop by our Discord channel. So we have on Discord, we have 4 channels: the announcement channel, the HOPR games that we provide support, the developer support channel, and of course the node runners. Of course, we are also available on Telegram. And just make sure that you will be able to check everything that you need to. So I'm already checking the Telegram channel. You don't have to join Discord, but it's mostly for technical troubleshooting. The instructions for the bounties will be always be giving it online, and the reason is that we want to change the games and try to make sure that we have interaction and not only just plaster some of the tasks that we're asking some people to join. So with all that being said and done, let's wait 1 or 2 few minutes and then we can just get started. I'm just going to make sure that everything can be seen here. First thing first, we will give you some updates for some of the things we have been working. Particularly, we went through we reholded our documentation and explaining a little bit of the concepts that we are working with. So if you are still struggling with some concepts, or if you're still picking up some things for in general HOPR or HOPR protocol, fear not. Today we will be actually explaining some of those concepts, and of course we will be dropping by some areas in terms of Telegram, in terms of Discord, and whatnot. So let's just wait 1 more minute, and then afterwards we can just, 1 second, yes, 1 more minute, and then afterwards we can just make sure we have everything ready. See, alright, I was checking some small things here. Alright, just dropping by, checking some people. Discord, let me see. Heyo. Alright, thank you for dropping by. We can just get started real quick. So yes, so the first thing that we wanted to give you kind of like a quick update about is pretty much the documentation. As I mentioned, we did a major overhaul on the entire HOPR documentation, right? So following up or rebranding, we also made sure to pay a lot of attention to some of the words that we are using, right? So particularly HOPR in terms of the project that we're all working here, but also not only that, but to make a difference between HOPR protocol, which is pretty much the technical communication protocol that we're working with, HOPR network, which is, well, when active nodes are actually connected, then we can call that we have a network, and then the HOPR token, which are the economic incentives. For people that are just joining and are just getting familiar with the project, just as a fresh reminder, so HOPR is a communication protocol, and that it uses an encryption packet format to make sure that nodes within the network cannot learn about information that has been transmitted. We rely on multiple individuals running the HOPR nodes, and of course, HOPR nodes can be run on multiple devices and operating systems in the network. And by participating on helping us forming the HOPR network, these nodes get paid for the services using blockchain payment channels. In the first iteration of HOPR, we are launching on top of the Ethereum network. There was a few questions, some people before that were asking about, okay, is HOPR agnostic? You know, what is the deal with HOPR in terms of the technology that is working? For the time we're focusing on the Ethereum ecosystem, but of course we have done some work in other blockchains, and we are also actually exploring some L2 technologies such as xDAI. I'll briefly go through some of the updates we did in terms of the documentation. You can always go and visit our documentation in docs.hoprnet.org. I will push this very quickly on our chat. So here, in case you can take a look at that. Also, we're also going to put it on the Discord channel. Let me see, in the HOPR games, just to get some real-time interaction. And what we did is we split our know-how or knowledge base in different parts. The first one is the getting started. Most of you that have been running HOPR have been already participating using HOPR Chat. You're already very familiar with this area, but we also starting to put together some glossary, some core concepts, and also as well something around HOPR games, which I will briefly discuss in terms of some of the bounties that we were working on. Good. Last but not least, let me just check. We did a complete overhaul on the topic of the protocol, network, and token. This is more for kind of like a technical insight of HOPR. And as I mentioned, we provide a little bit of the background, some of the technicalities on what is the motivation behind HOPR, why are we doing what we're doing, some technicalities about what is a secure communication, and some general conversation topics. It's kind of important for us to give a background on why we're doing HOPR, why is HOPR needed, and why it's needed to be done on top of a blockchain. In general, we are providing a case of why we need to use other parties. So this is very important. We make a very good case on why other parties are needed and why we need an actual network. Of course, because these anonymity service providers, they incur some costs. So we have mentioned in a couple blog posts and some tweets why solutions as the Onion network might have some issues. And the most important one is that there are economical costs involved in sustaining these sort of anonymity service providers, right? So in this case, HOPR introduces the economical incentive. We rely, in this case, on the blockchain, which is able to create a compensation scheme to incentivize people. So right now we have been testing HOPR mostly with our users, with our community, all of you that help us to understand the technology, but also the idea is that we will compensate you to help us run the HOPR network. This is very important because without incentivation, without an economical incentive for you to run the network, of course, it makes no sense. We will not be different from any project that asks you just to run this service for free, right? So in general, we already mentioned, and this perhaps as a recap for people, HOPR, pronounced HOPR, is a privacy-preserving messaging protocol, which is the protocol, a decentralized network, which is the network which all of you that are running a node are building, and it's also an economical incentive and a HOPR token. For people that are asking multiple times regarding when public sale and one listing, when can we sell this, please bear in mind we have not announced any sale on the HOPR token. If any individual over the internet or any other communication channel is trying to sell you a HOPR token, please be aware this is a scam because we have not announced any sort of public sale for the time being. For people that have been following us, they realize that we recently launched HOPR Node PC. Right now, we will not be able to show it today, but we will be able to show it in future sessions how it looks. But we made a minor announcement on CoinDesk and pretty much showing you what this looks like and how we're doing it. So you can buy a HOPR PC, which is our hardware device. So if you go to hoppernet.org, you will be able to buy a hardware device that it's able to connect you not only to the HOPR network, but also in general to multiple decentralized systems that are able to show you, able to connect you to a decentralized network. So for people that are just picking it up, we did a partnership with the Avado ecosystem that allows you to run your own hardware node. We mentioned some of the coverage in CoinDesk and Cointelegraph, but in general, I think we need to verify with the team, but I think we still have a few devices left. And as I mentioned, this is a partnership with Avado, which is a separate computer, but we provide support both from the HOPR team and the Avado team over Telegram and Discord channels. So if you have yet to pick one of these devices, if you're interested in participating, if you see some of the possibilities to have access to the Avado ecosystem, please do not forget to check it out and give it a try. Last but not least, and just to try to not get too technical in general, as I mentioned, all this information has been shared. I think there is an important part here, which is HOPR right now. It's very focusing on the message delivery. So the message delivery is what you have been interacting and using when you use HOPR Chat. So in general, we have been able to showcase how HOPR Chat can be used to send messages here and there. So this will be important for you to be aware of the capabilities. But the other part that is important is the payment channel. So right now, if you have been downloaded the latest version of HOPR Chat, which you will need for interacting with the HOPR games, let me just see if I can paste the latest version for you to take a look. The latest version is 1.4.2, I believe. If you downloaded the last version last time, you don't need to download a new version, but just for people that are just joining, let me just paste here on our YouTube channel, latest chat version, I think. All right. So this version allows us to connect you to the HOPR network, and right now that version still doesn't have the payment layer on top. But, and we have some news about that, we are really looking forward to share you about our Incentivized Testnet. So let me quickly go over here. All right. So, let's see if you can see over here. So today, I would also like to share the very close announcement to our Incentivized Testnet. What that means is that we are going to be shipping within this week a version of a HOPR node that it's able to actually issuing xHOPR tokens. So this is going to be a little bit of an experiment for us, but also we will be deploying on the xDAI chain, which means that we will be actually able to issue money on the network. So it's going to be an incentivized testnet, but we will of course use quote unquote real money. What that means is that we might add some xDAI requirements. Part of the reason we have been doing all these games is that you can also be able to use xDAI and use rely on xDAI to make sure that you can actually play the games and also be participant on this network, right? So in general, the way that it will work, and if you see my screen, let me just make sure that it's all good and running. The way it will work is we are going to be having some contracts, some smart contracts that are going to be deployed on the xDAI network. And these smart contracts are going to be connected with a cover bot. So if you have been paying attention to some of our bounties, we are able to spin bots that are able to actually provide you some interaction and some capabilities on connecting to a network. So in this case, there's going to be a bot that will have some X amount of xDAI and X amount of xHOPR tokens. And what this bot is going to be doing is being able to be reached by any of you that are able to that are connected to the HOPR network. So any individual might be able to reach the cover bot, might be able to introduce yourself. Of course, right now the best way to do that is using HOPR Chat. And then it's going to ask you for a verification process. The verification process is very easy. Most of you already have used this in any of our bounties. In this case, we might ask you to go through a Twitter-based account. We're going to ask you to have a specific amount of DAI in your account. And we're going to ask you to post this specific tag. Another part that's important is we're going to ask you to put your address. So the moment that we see your address, we are able to actually create a verification with you. So in this case, we are going to open, we're going to be open a payment channel with you. And in this case, what that is going to happen is going to give us the option to actually slowly give you some xHOPR tokens, right? So this is the magical process. The moment you get quote unquote verified with the node, then you will be able to receive some xHOPR tokens, and we're going to be minting those tokens. This is going to be a process that is going to be a little bit slow, but it will be the very first time that we will be issuing xHOPR tokens across the network. This is important because right now we cannot disclose yet the usage of value of the xHOPR tokens, of course, but it will be very interesting to see, and of course we can see some future uses for mainnet for the xHOPR token. So right now this is just for us to test the incentivized nature, and we will be slowly but surely dropping xHOPR tokens to all nodes that are alive. An important part here is that the little bot is going to be inspecting the social media to make sure that people are still, using their nodes and they have keep the nodes alive. This is a process to make sure we notice or we learn from the bounty session. People might delete their node or they were trying to just get the DAI. But for us, it's kind of like a civil attack prevention mechanism. So the moment you are connected to our incentivized network, we're going to be open a payment channel with you on your HOPR node. Again, we will use the xDAI chain network to do that, but most important, the only requirement that you will have to do is just have a Twitter account, and then in this case, lock some amount of xDAI. We're going to make the amount of xDAI very minimal. In this case, it's going to be 1 xDAI, which is $1. So that was a question in Telegram last week, I believe, that was like, okay, if I want to run a HOPR node, how much money do I need to lock, or what will be the requirements? For the time being, at least for our incentivized network, the requirements are going to be 1 xDAI. And of course, bear in mind that this is real money, so it will be $1. But at the same time, it's still an experimental software. Please bear in mind there might be bugs. Please bear in mind that you might lose this money. Please bear in mind that we're still learning and using this as an experimental network. So this is pretty much where we are in terms of the development of the project, where we are in terms of how we're doing the incentivization network. And the last thing that I wanted to do, I think I still get a little bit of time, is just give you a quick rundown on the bounty. So let me just really quickly check. I think, yes. So one of the things that we noticed, and this is just a quick rundown on the bounties part that we had been doing, some of the things that we were actually working with was pretty much trying to get you used with a HOPR channel, right? So if you have been downloading the version, there's two parts that are very important, right? So I'm going to try to make this a little bit bigger. This is just HOPR Chat, as you can see on my screen. Let me just move it over here so we can make it even a little bit bigger. If you can see my screen, you might be able to see HOPR Chat. HOPR Chat is going to be very important for us moving forward. We are deploying a node version for this, but it's important for us to show what we're doing and the components, right? So as I mentioned, HOPR Chat will always show you 4 important pieces of information: the version of HOPR Chat, which is the actual application that you will be running and downloading, the version of core or the protocol pretty much, some utility that we're doing, and the version of Ethereum that is connected with. It's kind of like our way to showcase the network, that network that it's being connected, right? So this is very important for us because it's also a way that for us to verify that you are having that you are picking up some of the knowledge that we are actually doing, not only in the games and the bounties, but also moving forward. This will help you understand more product. It will help you earn more tokens. It will help you be more dynamic. The other part that I want to talk to very briefly is the Bootstrap servers. So the Bootstrap servers are our little centralized utility that allow us to connect you with the other HOPR nodes in the network. This is extremely important for us because this is the only centralized topic that we need to discuss. Right now, sometimes some people are saying that, oh, I cannot reach a node, oh, I cannot reach the bot. Why is this happening? Why am I having these errors? The main reason for that is because perhaps you might not be able to reach your Bootstrap servers. You might not be able to check on a network. Sorry, and this will be an important piece of information. These are our Bootstrap servers. These are right now servers that we are providing and sustaining as a company on a daily basis. But of course, this does not stop anybody from running your own Bootstrap servers. We will discuss more about this further on. But with all that being done, I want to go and show you a little bit more on the dynamic of the HOPR Chat. And I think you by now, a lot of you are very familiar with the HOPR Chat and how it is being connected. HOPR Chat, we introduced a few commands that I would like to show you, and I will go through a little bit on the bounty for you that you have been testing. So the first things first is that we created a new alias command. So this command, let me just put it here. We can do help, and it will show you the help. So the alias command is very common for storing information. So right now we have been sending information, these long addresses, right? So you see all these addresses. They're not very useful. They're not easy to remember. You cannot do anything. It's not easy, right? But let's imagine I know that this little address over here is a bot. So instead of me trying to send this information and trying to find this address all the time, and instead I'm going to alias this particular address. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And in this case, I remember this one, and I know this one is actually a bouncer bot. So I'm going to save this information, and the next time I try to send another a message, it's going to show me like, oh, bouncer bot is over there. That allows to introduce us to the next command. So we say the alias one over here. I actually think I can put this very quickly in a separate one, alias commands, just for you to have an idea. Here, there you go. So the new alias command allows us to save an address for later. And then in this case, we also have the settings command. So the settings command shows us the particular settings that our HOPR node has. Right now, everything we have done so far is done via HOPR Chat, but this will be able to do. We will be able to expose this on different interfaces, right? So of course, this shows you particular configurations for your node. Right now, we are not showing this many configurations, but of course, an important configuration is the include recipient. So in previous versions, we showed include recipient is a method that allows you that when you send a message to another user, it will show you, it will include the address, right? So if you haven't seen this before, include recipient, we using it is very important to do because right now whenever you send a message, that a message is anonymous, it's private, we don't know who it is, But if you want to execute and communicate with other people, it's important to include your address, right? So this is a little bit of a breakdown of this to include recipient message, and then of course you can check with the settings. So now the last command that I would like to introduce is one that I'm hoping that all of you are able to give it a try today, is the multisend. So multisend, we ship it in last version. This is a new command that we haven't shared with you. It has been deployed in the last version. If you might have found it, then congratulations, you found it before we shared with you. But now the multisend, as its message says, it allows to send multiple messages to another router. So in this case, we are. Let me just put it over here, so you also see multisend. Multiple messages to a given address, or in this case, alias, right? So in this case, I previously saved my alias as BouncerBot. I made sure to include my recipient, and I'm gonna say, hey, hi there, right? So this is a very good way to get an idea of how multisend works. And yeah, so if you play this, if you played already the little multisend, the little BouncerBot, you already had a chance to play with it and enjoy it and have a little bit of fun. So BouncerBot was a little bounty from last time, and let me just go ahead and just we're gonna go and resolve the bounty that we did it before. So let me just very briefly, let me just restart our little bounty bot to make sure that we have a clean slate. So for the people that were able to go through their bounty and have some fun and enjoy and play a little bit of games with us, what we're expecting is not only for people to understand and having some fun with bounties, but also learn a little bit around HOPR and HOPR as a protocol, as a product, right? So it's very important for us that you have an understanding of what we're trying to do. And the bounty, the little bounty bot was exactly that, right? So in this case, let me just send another message to the bounty. I'm on the multisend command, so I can just say hi there to the multibot again. It will automatically receive this message. Oh, I think I need to restart it here. Let me see. Just need to restart the little bot here to make sure that it's understand our messages. Oh, also for the people that are curious about it, we have oh, there you go. So BouncerBot is ready. We have everything is open source, so you can even run these bots yourself locally. So I'm again within the multisend message, and I'd say hi, Nolutary and BouncerBot. If you want to get inside, you'll need to tell me why you are here, right? So this was last week bounty. We want to make a little bit of a habit that within these gaming sessions, we're going to explain how to solve the previous bounty. Last time we showed it with a quiz. This time I want to show it with the bouncer, right? So if you send a message to the BouncerBot and you say like, something just in general, BouncerBot is not going to tell you anything pretty much. Here we have a little bit of a boom, boom, boom. Let me just make sure that I connect it to the right network. Do a quick roll. So this is something that happened to some users that were like, oh, I'm not able to connect to a specific user, or that I'm not able to get access to someone. I think it's very easy to just try to restart the message and try to see if there's any issues. And that is the case when you have this issue. My best recommendation is to run crawl a few times. So crawl, because right now the network is a little bit decentralized. Bear in mind that this is expected. So what that means is that sometimes our bootstrap servers are not able to give you a reliable connection to another peer, and you might need to take a little bit of time before you're able to actually talk to it. Let's give it another try, and let's see if we are connected again. Let's send another message to BouncerBot. And let's say our lovely hi. Sometimes also what I've been noticing, or what happens, is that some people are trying to send a message to the user that are not connected, and then the bot is struggling a little bit to find other people. So this happens sometimes, and just bear with a second with us while I tell the little bot how to find it, how we can find it. Let's see. Put the little bot here. There you go. So I think the little bot is now getting connected a little bit. Let's give it another try. Oh, I was out of the multi-send. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see if I can get the bot. Okay. Let me just. This is a good time for just showcasing a little bit of the debugging and the same time. In case that our things are not working, you can just restart the process again. Not a big deal, and then just start HOPR again. So this is what I'm just doing right now. So the HOPR bot is having a little bit of some issues just for the time being. I'm just gonna restart it very quickly. You can see my HOPR Chat application restarting a little bit. I'm gonna move it over here. And again, this is something that is a little bit expected for us because there's a lot of users connected to the network, but it's also because we're still developing a way to make sure that the process is able to listen to everybody independently to what are they connected independently what they're doing. So it takes a little bit of time, but it's just a nature of the network as itself. So please bear with us. And if you are having some issues yourself, either right now or for the bounties or for the games later on, just give it a try to test and restart the application again. For people that are just connecting, so we usually start the maze games around now, but let me just go very quickly and just showcase a little bit on the network. Another thing that's important is that every time that you restart the application, you need to call include recipient again. So this is something that is also relevant for you to be aware of because in this case, if you restart it and you don't have any alias anymore, so let me see, call it bouncer bot. Let me see if we can find hide there. We can just get some information over here. All right, so bouncer bot is back and running. Apologies for that. This will happen eventually, as you can see, and as I was able to show it, just for reference, for people asking Telegram, I just restarted my HOPR Chat. I just restarted the application, and you're able to get it again. So for people, I'm gonna go ahead and show again multi-send, which was the feature we were getting on testing. Bouncer bot, we're gonna do a multi-send, and what you have to do is like, hey, I want to party, and what it will tell is that BouncerBot will actually tell you like, hey, this is just for social media influencers only, right? So the hint that we're telling you is like, well, if you really want to party, you are going to be really, you're going to be really obnoxious about it. So you're going to be like, hey, I really want to party. So what we were expecting people is just trying to, poke the bot, try to bring it down a little bit, and, making sure that, things were going on. So after you were supposed to poke BouncerBot a few times, and they will ask you, you will get a message from a secret agent. So of course you were not able, unlike when other messages, so this was supposed to be BouncerBot. It will be presented by BouncerBot. Then an anonymous message will message you, and it will tell you how to do and how to get access to the how to get access to the party, so to speak, right? So in this case, we managed to run this a little bit and just have some fun. So if you manage to send another message to BouncerBot, then you tell them like, hey, I really want to party. BouncerBot will be smart enough to tell you, you know what, okay, sure, fine, let's get in here, but you have to show me some proof. So in this case, you were supposed to send a Twitter link. So it will actually look for, you can actually send a Twitter link in that case. Now the things that are tricky here is that some people trying to actually get ready and send in a link that, and a link of a Twitter that was not them, or that the tweet, they will try to delete the tweet later. So sometimes that will work, but more often than not, we of course had a chance to make sure to prepare for that. So for instance, if you were trying to send a link to a tweet, I'm gonna just do that right now. I'm gonna send a tweet here. over here. In this case, I'm sending HOPR bouncer bot like, hey, this is me, I want to get to the party. They would feel like, oh, that doesn't seem like your address. You're not trying to use someone else's tweet, right? So just for bear in mind, we will actually take care of this and do some mechanisms for that. Of course, if you did everything right, and the other thing that might happen, for instance, in this case, is that if you send a tweet, I'm sending another one that didn't have the proper hashtag, then in this case is you make sure to include the HOPR games, the HOPR tag, games tag, right? So I'm gonna quit the multi-send just to finish the example, and then we can just jump right into the HOPR games. For people who are just joining, in 4 minutes we should be able to start the HOPR games. I'm gonna grab my address. My address is this one, so I'm gonna create a new tweet, and I'm gonna be like, hey, let's add some HOPR games magic here. So if you're following me on Twitter, you should be following HOPRnet, or you can just follow me on Twitter as well. I usually post some of these small hints on how to solve the next bounties. In this case, is trying to get by bouncer bots. So I can actually show this very quickly here. Let me see if I can get this running. All right. So you can see here that I'm gonna publish a tweet trying to get the bouncer bot. I'm gonna put my address here. So my address is this one. I was supposed to tag HOPRnet, and I was supposed to use the HOPR games tag. Some people that had some issues with this, just you might have to try it a few times, because make sure that you add your address early, so we can able to pick this and identify this, and then the moment you have this little tweet going on over here, then you can just go and copy this little tweet over here. Let's copy this one, go here, and then we're gonna send it again to bouncer bot. We're gonna be like, oh, here is actually the proof. And then bouncer bot will be like, oh, I missed you the first time, go inside, somebody will turn up to show clue. So if you did everything right, you will be able to present it with a little tiny URL. If you're quick, you might be able to be the first one to find this one. Or that's a little bit of a nice treat for people following our stream. That way they can, let's see who can claim it first. It doesn't have much stuff in that, but it should have, I think, like 0.1 xDAI, something like that. But just to give you an idea, this is the way how we were paying people. Pretty much we were making sure that the bot had access to a wallet that you could actually be connected to and get paid in xDAI. And if you open your browser and you were able to go and check the xDAI, you will be able to connect it to this amount. So in this case, what will happen is that if you need to be connected to the xDAI network, please bear in mind that all the 0.1, see, it's not too bad. So I'm gonna click claim, and if everything you did is right, then, and if no one was faster than me, then I should be able, aha, I was the first one, perfect. So you can be able to see on the xDAI chain that this amount of xDAI were given and sent to my wallet. And this was the way that you were supposed to solve the bouncer bot challenge. These were the way some people managed to solve it in case that you had some issues with a connection. Again, my best guess is, my best suggestion is restart a node, try to give it a few times, and then just go in again. In this case, if you did it right, we did a small integration with link drop that we cannot recommend enough. They were very nice to give us some support and gave us some integration to xDAI. That was that way everybody can get access to their money without us locking them. So that's pretty much it for our side. If you are all ready, then we can jump again and get us started with our little Mazebot game. So just again, before you get started and you get all excited about it, I'm just grab my terminal. Where did I put my terminal? I think it's here, no? Oh, here it is. So I'm gonna grab this bad boy here. Put it here. So if you if it's the first time that you're playing Mazebot, we're gonna do a few experiments. Things the important is the address of the Mazebot that we usually only disclose until the end of until on the live stream. We also pay attention to the room, and the room is for us an important way to make sure that um, that we isolate the people that are working and that are paying attention to our live stream. So in this case, the address I'm going to paste it's Mazebot address. I'm going to paste it on our Telegram, on our Discord channel, on our live stream. So let me just very quickly. Okay, so the Mazebot address is this one. I'm going to very briefly put it on the Discord here. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Steve, for pasting the latest version. You will need to use the latest version here, and then the game starts now. We're gonna do a quick run just for testing, just to make sure that I will show and explain the dynamic, and making sure that I everybody understands and what we're doing and how we're doing it, right? So the first things first is that the way the Mazebot works is that we open. We have a small game that is over there. Let's make sure I put it here. And then we give a room. So in this case, the room, you can see it's called practice. So for sending a message, you need to send a message to that bot. I'm actually going to show here how can I interact, because yeah, so some people are already having some fun and are able to send some moves. So in this case, I'm gonna the thing that it's important is make sure you always include your recipient, so we know who you are, so the Mazebot knows who you are. The second thing it's important, I would recommend alias the bot. So in this case, the bot starts, I think, with MKCM. So in this case, I'm gonna do MKCM, and then I did a tab and I autocomplete. I'm gonna save it as Mazebot, and then afterwards we can just engage and do multi-send. So I'm going to do the multi-send to the Mazebot. And then in this case, remember, it needs to have a room. So in this case, it's going to call practice. And I'm going to type right. So I did the practice, then I paste an R, and I can see that the bot is moving, right? So let me just do it again, just to show you again. So the bot actually replies to me and tells me, oh, that was a good move. I'm going to reply it again, and I'm just going to send another one. In this case, it's practice up. And this is a faster process than what we were doing before, right? So before, if you do send, you need to do the send and per address, and then wait for the whole thing to send it. Now with multi-send, you don't need to do that. You can just do the alias of the bot and the room that you're trying to send, and then we're doing all right. So that's pretty much for the practice. Let me make sure that I'm gonna jump now before we ask for the real game. I'm gonna jump with the chats and just see if there's any pending questions before we go ahead. In the meantime, I suggest everybody to try to complete the practice game. And you can see on the right, you will see kind of like our leaderboard. So there will be the addresses that will be there. And then, so for instance, there's someone that's already trying to use multi-send and then use the multi-send room. So make sure that you use the room. The room should be practice to make sure that you are in the right room. And then you put the movement that you want to do. In this case, it's U, D, R, or L. So you will see in the right, it's kind of like the leaderboard where there's people interacting with it. Let me just very briefly go to Discord to see if there's any questions here. There's people in general. Yes, thank you. Let me see people in the chat. Okay. Let me see. So if you, an important thing is make sure that when you send a message, you put like the right address. So right now, I think I saw some people that are pasting the wrong address. You will get the multi-hash length inconsistent. You can always use tab to practice for the address. I see some people that are still trying to send a message to the room hi. Please make sure that instead of saying hi, you put the first thing that you put is the word practice. and then do a space and then do a move. Let me see that what else something's going on. So there's a person that is actually crushing it, and then you can get that. Um, Again, there is a person that is sending messages to the room. I make sure to use the entire word practice. So someone put the word pract, but it should be practice. Um, just make sure to do that. If you don't feel comfortable with multi-send, you can always do the normal send. That should be more than enough. That way you don't have to worry about the dynamics of the multi-send. It's fine if you do just um, if you just do the normal command with the send. It will also obey. For people, actually, there will be people joining on the Avatar node. You should be able to have the latest versions 0.0.19. That will allow you to participate. The dynamic is very similar. You just need to include recipient. We also gave you alias options, and in the future sessions, we will do an extensive version for HOPR node users that you can participate using the Avatar node, and we will showcase how to do that with the Avatar node exclusively, just for you to have a reference. One thing though, you don't need to open the browser. So I noticed that there's some people that might have opened the browser with the word practice. What that does is that actually sends message back to all users that are connected. So it's not needed. The only result that will matter will be this one that it's on the network here. And yeah. So as soon as we complete this one, we'll start the game, and I will actually be able to record some of their players over here, and just for you to have an idea, and then afterwards we will be paying those so far. So I think AE4E3 is doing great. We have also a few people that are already getting their hands on that, and then I think we can just. So there's someone that put the room practice practice. You just need to do practice. Practice is with C, not with S. And I think after that you should be good. Let me speed things up so we can already start the actual gaming session. Let's see. An important thing is that you will only get paid, like you will only get points for doing good moves. So good moves are moves that of course help us getting to the target, which is that little target that is going over here. So that is an important thing for you to be aware of. So the Mazebot address ends with F and H. That's important to know. Of course, if someone sends a message before you, bear in mind that they might have already tried to win you or win the game. But of course, in this case, it's important that you collaborate and try to win with other people. I will very briefly describe later on. We're working a little bit on the we're on the making of a new game that we will share with you in a few weeks. It's still not ready, but it's going to also be around the same dynamic of collaborating with other people, and we will also be able to be giving some xHOPR tokens on the participants on that. Let's see if we can rush the practice session. So we will start on the 50. I will actually just hurry things up because I think it's important to just get started. All right. So this is pretty much the way it works. The players and the moves are over here, and then I share that information with the HOPR team, and then that is a way that I can show, or we can showcase who has been winning. So let me just make sure that we are ready, and we are going to start the actual games. I'm going to showcase the room, and the addresses will be the same, but only the room that I will be putting today is the one that it will be counts. So I'm going to change the room, and the room is going to be the first room for the first game is going to be called Docs, just to showcase or upgrade to the documentation and to showcase a little bit what we're doing today. So for people that are just joining, make sure to use the Docs room, and I'm going to start the game right now. So you can just already get started with that. So the game is already. Oh, the game is already up and running. Make sure to use the room. The room is called Docs. It's no longer practice. So if you are using the room practice, please now change to the Docs room, and then we are gonna be giving you a breakdown of the winners afterwards. Please also make sure and do not forget to always have your node up and running, so that way you can also do that. We can also make sure to reach you. Asking how to get more moves. You can send as many moves as you want. So just make sure that always use do a right move. A good move will get you points. A bad move will get you nothing. And a good move, the person or the persons that get the most amount of good moves are the ones that are going to be actually getting the some sweet xDAI as reward. So we will let you know over the HOPR, over your HOPR node, how to get some information and get you some of the DAI. But please make sure to always have your HOPR node up and running. So I see there's already a few people playing. Let's see. Oh, this one is pretty easy. I think I need to make them a little bit harder next time. See, this is there's someone. So the room is docs. Make sure that it's docs, not CS, not hide, not you. Otherwise, you will not be able to send moves to the little device thingy. Yes. We're almost there. We're almost there. Just for easiness of purposes, we're gonna be playing 3 games. We're gonna be spreading the rewards based on the players and the game. Make sure to have your node up and running even after the stream is completed. We will ask you, we will reach you a few questions. If you are not able to get reached by the team, drop by your Telegram, drop by your Discord, and share your screenshot with your keys. And then that way we will be able to share, to be able to pay back the bounties based on your performance. So let's see, we have a few competitors. Let's see, there's a couple of people playing, not too bad. In case that if the node is unreachable, please make sure to crawl a few times. Please, if you are having some issues with the chat, make sure that you restart it a few times. Don't worry, we're gonna give it some breathing time for next time. And then to do the message, you need to actually send some message to the bot. So perfect, we got our first results. All right, so perfect. Thank you for the first player. So we got a couple winners. So we had 2 main players. Let me just share that with the team. Please make sure to have your node up and running. We're gonna be going through the responses and the moves that everybody did to make sure that we reward people. And then after the stream, we will actually be able to reach everybody. As I mentioned, please make sure to have your node up and running so that way we can reach you. So we're ready to play the second game. The second game is gonna have a different room. So again, the point and the idea is to make sure that you are always switching. We're gonna be switching rooms to make sure that everybody just is playing a fair game. We're also going to be telling people later on we're gonna give you a way to everybody to get the room. So it's not always a competition, but it's also a way for you to interact online. So the second room and the second game is gonna be called alias, just to commemorate our new command. It's called alias. We're gonna start a game now. So the new room is alias. Let's see. So there are some people that are, it seems that they're locked with multi-send. So if you want to exit multi-send, you have to type quit, and then afterwards you can do a crawl, because there are some people that are doing a crawl. and that might be a little bit challenging because of course it's a little bit tricky, right? So make sure to always if you're locked in multi-send, you can quit, and then that way will help you kind of like getting an idea on how to do that. So we have a couple players going on there. Let's see. Ooh, I think what's going on there. Okay. Let me see if I can provide some new support. So I think there is some people that are still sending some messages. Okay. Okay. We have now more players, so it's getting interesting. So someone is having some fun. It doesn't seem that we can decide where to go. As I mentioned a couple times, I think I mentioned this a couple times. This is very interesting because, of course, there's no consensus. There is no, mechanism that allow us to monitor or register who's sending what. So it's pretty much free for all. If you manage to get a message over there, then you're good. If not, that's it. But it's a little bit tricky to get that. Let's see. So for Burn, I think you're just recently joining. You don't need to load the URL. You just need to see the live stream to just make sure that everybody's competition and it's on the same time. Let me see if I can get oh, it seems that some people are deciding to go left. Or when they go low, we also go low. Let's see. So some people, okay. It seems that so you always get points for kind of like moving, getting some unknown areas, but I think like you might want to get some points because we will just going to count the points for the areas that are unexplored, right? So if you already get into an area that it's already unexplored, then it will actually send it to you. But of course, it comes with some issues. Of course, that it's that if I'm gonna see if I can front run people. Oh. So what I want to show you is that that if you go to an unexplored area, so in this case, let's see, we're gonna go down, then you actually can get some points for just going down. So in this case, I'm sending a few messages over here just to show people that you can go down. So let's see, we can go down. We have roughly 6 players. So I think we can see some moves over there. I'll stop and I just make sure that I have no longer needs moves over there. But it's pretty easy, right? So we already made a few comments last time, which was trying to coordinate with people where to go. It's a little bit tricky, but of course, if you're not if you don't play together, then you will never get to the end, and then of course nobody gets the die, right? So right now, of course, we're gonna keep holding the stream until the game is finished. We might be able to get another one just to see, just for fun. It seems that there are some people already getting the hand to it. There's still people struggling. Let's see, they're sending to the wrong bots. So for people on YouTube, you don't know how to get a move. Yeah, so to get a move, just make sure to send it to the bot address, and then to get it to the bot address, you make sure that you include the recipient. So in this case, let me see the bot. So the bot ends with KFH. So in this case, let me see if I can get that to you. So you can do something like send and then the alias. Oh, we're getting forward, getting somewhere. Oh yeah. Okay, we have 6, 7 players, I think, that are connected online. Let me check the amount of people that are connected in our network right now. Oof. Yeah, the crawl seems a little bit tricky because it seems that there's at least 100 people connected, but it's probably not everybody's connected on the same network. We'll see. Let's see, can we complete this? Oh, come on, we need to complete it. We want to give some die. Let's see, two. Also, just let's go right. No, let's go right. As just an additional note, we're gonna be paying the rewards in xDAI, so please bear this in mind, because there were some people that were unaware of this. If you want to get the reward, please make sure to use an account that you have the keys for. So in this case, we strongly recommend using MetaMask. We strongly recommend using something that you can actually use and have access to, because you will need to change the network, which is not something you can easily do from an exchange. So please bear in mind this, and just make sure that you understand that before sending your address. As I mentioned, the HOPR team will reach you, and then in this case, we manage it. You have certain notices can reach and alias to alias, right? Yeah. It's good. We're almost done. Let me see if I can get a copy of the player. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. I think PogChamp. Let's see if we can get the coordination. So I think we have another player, but I think it's so make sure to use the room alias. So ALIAS. Then that will help you to actually get it's not alias, is alias. So you type alias, then the R, then to the right. Somebody is saying hi. Yeah, hi, how are you doing? And let's see if we can get it. I will. There you go. All right, we can complete the game. Yes, we managed to complete the game. Let me just make sure that I copy the winners. Oh, stop sending moves. Making it harder for me to copy the winners. There you go. All right, we're gonna play a last one. As I mentioned, please keep your notes open. Please keep your connection open. I am the HOPR team is gonna reach you as soon as the stream ends to reach you how to send the reward. We're gonna try to distribute the notes a little bit more, the reward, so it's not only one person, but of course that depends on the amount of people that are working, and we will disclose that afterwards. We're gonna run the last one. I'm gonna try to make it as quick as possible, and then just for simplicity, let's see if we can say, let's go with my name. Let's go for Jose. So let's go with Jose. We're loading the game. Let's start it. Oh, that's an easy one. All right, so new room is just I'm just shielding myself now. So let's see if we can get people connected to the room. So there's people that are using the same room. The room has changed. The room is no longer Elias. The room is now Jose. Jose. There you go. Some people managed to already move. It's JOSE. Some people were doing already some good moves. Let's see. Jose, there you go. We have 2, 3, 4 players. Let's see. We can get this over in the next 1 to 3 minutes. Can we get it there? So there's some people that are still sending a message to the room Elias. Elias has changed. The new room is Jose. Let's see if we can get it wrong. We're already overrunning our streaming time, but let's see if we can get it. Let's see. Let me see if I can get some people from Discord over here. Perfect. Thank you, Steve, for dropping by. And there's some people already coordinating. Just make sure to do Jose first. The first thing is Jose, then the move. No, up, round, right. Perfect. Up, round, right, left, right. No, up. Sounds like fun. We're gonna give more instructions also. I think we're gonna be as we are approaching the end of the stream and people are getting closer to solving the maze. Just major announcements. Please stay tuned for our incentivized network. We're gonna make an announcement very soon. For people that are that enjoy the games, we're gonna have a very cool new game soonish, and we're gonna be trying to throw more bounties to give you some xDAI so you can also be close and participate in our network without having to log any xDAI. So please stay tuned to our Telegram channel. Please stay tuned to our Twitter account. Please make sure that you keep your node up and running because we will be reaching you over Telegram to give you to pay the rewards, and also if you have any issues, if you have won the game and everything, I'll make sure to stay tuned. We will show the leaderboard afterwards just to make sure that we give you kind of like a breakdown of the whole thing, and it's not only just one person winning, but instead we just do a little bit of a breakdown. All right, perfect, awesome. Let me just copy it. Everyone, I love it. Like I have yet to stop like plugging a stop mechanism after the game is over, but after that, it's not counting games or moves anymore. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Thank you very much. The HOPR team is going to actually reach you all in the coming minutes. Keep your node up and running. Thank you everybody for joining today. Thank you everybody for participating in the stream. We will have more games and more bounties coming soon. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Thank you and see you soon.